Environmental impairment liability coverage you may have also heard called pollution legal liability, but EIL coverage applies to all classes of business which own, operate, lease, or have any other insurable interest in real property and their operation. The two environmental insurance coverages you will predominantly work with will be EIL coverage that protects the insured for facilities they own, rent, lease, or occupy or have any insurable interest in, while contractors' pollution liability coverage protects the insured while they are operating away from any premises they own, rent, lease, or occupy. EIL benefits business owners who are susceptible to economic loss caused by pollution that actually or allegedly originated from the property or properties they own or operate. EIL coverage can be written in a variety of ways addressing new environmental conditions. You can cover unknown pre-existing environmental conditions. So EIL coverage is site-specific coverage, and we can add multiple sites onto one policy. And the various locations will share the limits, but they will also share the premium, so it brings down your per location cost for the environmental insurance. Another strategy to use is almost every lease agreement contains environmental indemnification where the tenant will indemnify the property owner. What is the strategy should a loss occur? Well, the property owner could go out and get EIL coverage and then on a per square foot basis bill the tenants for the coverage. That way you know there's a financial assurance mechanism in place should a tenant cause an environmental loss, and it generally works out to the pennies per square foot to add the coverage for the building owner and the tenants. EIL coverage can cover first-party on-site cleanup. Coverage can include on-site and off-site third-party bodily injury, property damage, and business interruption, off-site cleanup costs, legal defense expenses, transportation pollution liability, off-site disposal coverage, and much more. EIL can include products pollution coverage, and there are a lot of businesses that have a product pollution exposure that are unknowingly self-insuring that exposure. These are businesses like manufacturers, distributors, warehouses, and like kind. Underground storage tanks can be covered under an EIL policy. Here's a strategy to consider when you're dealing with insured that has an older underground storage tank, say 20 years or older. Look to get them covered on an EIL policy because the majority of UST insurers do not like tanks that are over 20 years old. Understand that UST insurance premiums are so cheap that carriers use automated programs to underwrite. So when a tank submission comes in with older tanks, a computer program will kick it out, and that's it. By going to an underwriter, you're getting a person, not a computer program, to look at the insured. In my experience is underwriters can offer coverage for tanks older than 20 years. Besides, EIL can offer much broader coverage than just what is afforded on a tank policy and much more than a state fund.